Okay, a very good morning dear students. Welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, in the last class we were discussing the empirical relation between the three measures of central tendency, okay, of any frequency distribution, maybe grouped or ungrouped. Then I also discussed one of the properties of mean, where I discussed if each observation of a distribution increases by some non-zero constant, then what will happen to the mean? The mean of the distribution will also increase by the same non-zero constant. The proof of this property was discussed by me in detail. Let us discuss the next properties of mean. See, now the point is, children, if we add, means if each observation of a distribution increases by some non-zero constant, then the mean is increasing. The mean of the distribution will increase by a. Now what will happen if we subtract, or if each observation is decreased by some non-zero constant? If each observation of a distribution decreases or is decreased by some non-zero constant, say a, where a is any non-zero constant, you can take 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the values of a you may assign. So if each observation of a distribution is decreased by some non-zero constant, say a, then what will happen to the mean? That means how the mean will change, or how the mean of the distribution will be affected if each observation is decreased by some non-zero constant, say. Let us discuss the property. Okay, so what is the property? What I mean to say, this is the second property. What I mean to say, children, suppose you are given x1, x2, xn. These are n number of observations. N number of observations. Okay. Suppose you are given a set of n number of observations. Okay. And suppose x bar is mean. You see, x bar is the mean of these observations, x1, x2 up to xn. See, what I just told you now, I am trying to explain it mathematically. Okay. I said let us investigate what will happen to the mean of a distribution if each observation is decreased by some non-zero constant, say a. Where a is any non-zero constant, you can take any value, you can give any value to a. So what is that I am trying to explain you mathematically. Okay. Suppose you are given a set of n observations, say x1, x2, x3 up to xn, n number of observations, and suppose this is the mean of these observations. Okay. That means if the mean of these observations is x dash, that means you are given x bar equal to sigma xi, I taking values from 1 to n divided by n. This is given. Okay. This is given to you. Okay. Now what you will do? Now what is the question? The question is if each observation means x1, x2, xn, each observation, it will be decreased by some non-zero constant, say a. If each observation is decreased by some non-zero constant, say a, so what will be the new observation? You see, if each observation, look at, if each observation is decreased by some non-zero constant, suppose a, suppose the non-zero constant is a, then you see, if each observation means x1, x2 and xn up to xn, if each observation is decreased means minus, then it is decreased by some non-zero constant, suppose a. Then what are the new observations? First you find the new observations, you see. Then the new observations, you see. What will be the new observations? So what will be the new observations? It will be x1 minus a, x2 minus a, xn minus a. You see, these will be the new observations if each observation is decreased by a, where a is any non-zero constant. Okay. Now children, if these are the new observations, then it will have some mean. If these are the new observations, then these new observations will have some mean. So what we want to prove? We want to prove that what the property says. The property says that if each observation x1, x2, xn is decreased by some non-zero constant a, then the mean of the distribution, that means this is is actual mean, you see. This is the actual mean, okay. Then the mean of the new distribution will also decrease by A. That means whatever is the new actual mean x bar, A will be subtracted. The same non-zero constant A will be subtracted from this mean or actual mean to get the new mean. That means the new mean of these observations. Suppose the new mean, let us denote it. Let us denote the new mean as x dash bar. You see. Suppose this is the new mean. So what we want to prove? We have to prove that this x dash bar will be equal to x bar minus A. This is the actual mean, this is the new mean. And what the property says? The property says that the new mean will be decreased by A. Means whatever is the actual mean, new mean will be equal to actual mean minus A, where A is some non-zero constant. Children, I hope you understood. So what we want to prove? We want to prove that x dash bar equal to x bar minus A. So this is what the property is. So once again I am saying, the property says that if each observation of a distribution is decreased by some non-zero constant, say A, then what will happen to the new mean, or how the mean will be affected, how the mean of the distribution will be affected. That means the mean of the distribution will also decrease by the same non-zero constant. Okay. So mathematically we say that if x1, x2, xn are a set of n observations such that their mean is x bar, then if each observation is decreased by A, these are the new observations. So this is the new mean. So this new mean will be equal to the actual mean minus A. That is the non-zero constant. Okay. Let us prove it. How to prove it mathematically? Let us see. Okay. Let us prove this property. So how to prove it? It is also very simple, children. You can easily prove. Okay. Now let us come to the proof part. So children, as we are given x bar is the mean of your x1, x2 up to xn. These are the n number of observations whose mean is given x bar. It is given to us. Therefore, you apply the formula immediately. Apply the formula for mean immediately. So x bar will be equal to sigma xi divided by n, I taking values from 1 to n. Okay. As x bar is the mean of x1, x2 up to xn, so x bar will be this according to the formula. Okay. Now, so what are the new observations? You see, the new observations are x1 minus a, because if each observation is decreased by a, it is given each observation, that is x1, x2 and xn, it is decreased by some non-zero constant a, then what will be the new set of observations? So the new set of n observations will be x1 minus a, x2 minus a, up to xn minus a. Okay. So if these are the new set of n observations, then what will be the new mean? So therefore, find out the new mean. So new mean, let us denote it by the symbol, say x dash bar. Let us denote the new mean by the symbol x dash bar or x prime bar, whatever you say. So what will be the formula? It is sum of observation by total number of observations. So these are the observations you are x1 minus a plus x2 minus a plus xn minus a. And what is the total number of observations? It is n. Okay. Now let us simplify it. How to simplify? This is very simple. First you are x1, x2, x3 up to xn. That means this will be x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus xn. Then minus, you see, a will be added how many times? N times, because there are n number of observations. So minus a plus n times. That means n times a will be added. Okay. Whole divided by n. Okay. Now let us simplify it further. Let us simplify this expression further. Okay. So I am simplifying this expression further. What we will get? See. This is x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus xn. That means sum of the first n observations. observations, which is equal to how much? Sigma xi. So in place of this, we will write sigma xi, I taking values from 1 to n. Okay. And what about this? Minus a plus dot n times. That means you are adding n times a. So if you add n times a, it will be n into a. If we add a number 3 times, that means 3 into that number. Similarly, if we add a n times, it will, what is the sum? The sum will be n into that number. So it will be minus na. A added n times na, and here there is minus. So it will be minus na all divided by n. Okay. Now let us simplify still further. See. So what it will be equal to how much? So this expression divided by n will be equal to sigma xi by n minus na by n. Okay. I taking values from 1 to n. Now what about this? This expression is equal to what? This expression is what? It is the mean of the n observations. That is x1, x2 and xn. That means this is the mean of n observations. That means it is x bar. And here nn cancel, minus a. You see? So what did you get? You got that x dash bar, you see, x dash bar equal to, therefore, we arrived at the conclusion. X dash bar equal to x bar minus a. Okay? Children, I hope you understood how to prove that if each observation of a distribution is decreased by some non-zero constant, any non-zero constant, say a, then the mean of the distribution will also decrease by the same non-zero constant. Now children, you may ask me, sir, is whether this property of whatever I discussed, addition and subtraction, two properties on mean, whether these properties are applied to multiplication and division or not? Yes. In case of multiplication and division also. That means, if you multiply the same non-zero constant, if you multiply the same non-zero constant to each observation of a distribution, then the mean of the new mean, it will also be multiplied by the same non-zero constant. That means, mathematically we say that x dash bar will be equal to x bar into a. You see? And you can prove it in a similar manner. Like the first two properties on addition and subtraction, I discussed two properties of mean on addition and subtraction, how the mean is changing, how the mean is getting affected or changed when we add or subtract the same non-zero constant to each distribution of to each observation of the distribution. In a similar manner, if you multiply the same non-zero constant to each observation of a distribution, the mean will also be multiplied, means get multiplied by the same non-zero constant. You see, this is the actual mean, this is the new mean. New mean is equal to actual mean into a, where a is any non-zero constant multiplied by each observation of the distribution. And similarly, you can also establish that x dash bar equal to x bar by a. That means, if each observation of a distribution is divided by some non-zero constant, say a, then the mean of the distribution will also get divided by the same non-zero constant a. These two properties you can easily prove following similar arguments what I discussed in property number 1 and property number 2 of mean. Children, I hope you understood property 1 and 2, how to prove, what are the two important properties. And you can easily prove these two properties in a similar manner. Okay. Now let me tell you the last thing of this chapter. Of course it is not there, it will be discussed in class 10. But I think I should say, what is deviation? See, let me tell you something about deviation of a score from mean. What is the meaning? You see, deviation of a score from mean. What is the meaning? You see, deviation of a score from the mean. So what is the meaning? That means, you see, suppose you are given a set of n observations. Okay, you are given, I am giving you one example. Suppose you can understand better than the formula. Suppose you are given 3 observations, say 1, 2 and 3. See, suppose you are given 3 observations, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, these are 3 observations. Now you find the mean. You can easily find by simple, these are on-group data. So you know how to find C. So the mean will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 3. Sum of observation divided by total number of observation, or sigma xi by n. N is 3, sigma xi means sum of the 3 observation, 1 plus 2 plus 3. It is 6 by 3. What will be the answer? the mean will be 2. That means the mean of these 3 observations is 2. Okay. Now what is deviation? Let us see. In order to find deviation, see what we will do. Now these are scores. This is the mean. If the mean is subtracted, see, if the mean is subtracted from the score, we get the deviation. That means, you see, what are the deviations? So deviations, it will help you in class 10 children. Deviations of, you see, 1, 2 and 3 are, let us find the deviation of each score or each observation from the mean. What is the mean? Mean is 2. So deviation of each score, you see, what will be the deviation of 1? This 1 minus 2. Subtract the mean from the score. See, subtract the mean from the score, you will get the deviation. So deviation of 1 from the mean 2 is 1 minus 2. Deviation of 2 from the mean 2, that is 2 minus 2. Deviation of 3 from the mean 2, 3 minus 2. So it is minus 1, 0 and 1. See, if these are the scores or observations, then these are the deviations. So I hope you understood what is deviation. So definitely, deviation of a score from the mean, what does it mean? Deviation of a score from the mean. That means, in order to find the deviation of a score, first we have to find the mean. Without finding mean, or we have to assume some mean. That is called assumed mean method. It will be taught in class 10. Okay, it is a method, assumed mean method. How to calculate mean of a frequency, group frequency distribution by assumed mean method. There you will find in class 10. Just I am giving you some idea. See, so deviation of any score or any observation in a distribution, how to get? Subtract the mean from the score or observation. That means, in order to get the deviation of a score from the mean, first we have to find the mean. After finding the mean, if the mean is subtracted from each individual observation or score, we will get the deviation of that score from the mean. So here, deviation of 1 from mean 2 is minus 1. Deviation of 2 from the mean 2 is 0. Deviation of the observation 3 from the mean 2 is 1. Therefore, so what will be our conclusion? So therefore our conclusion is deviation, you see, of a score, say xi, let us denote the score by xi, from mean. Suppose let us denote the mean by x bar, you see, deviation of a score from, suppose the score is xi from the mean, suppose the mean is x bar. So what will be the deviation? The deviation is di equal to score minus mean, xi minus x. You see, this is the formula. This is the formula to find the deviation of a score from the mean. Maybe from the assumed mean, as we do not know what is assumed mean, so we have to find the mean. In order to find the deviation of each score or each observation of a distribution, first we have to calculate the mean, then subtract the mean from each score or each observation present in the distribution. You will get the deviation of what? That score from the mean. So children, I tried my best to explain everything about the concept of 3 measures of central tendencies, that is mean, median and mode. How to find mean, median and mode of ungrouped data. I discussed everything in detail, okay. I also discussed the empirical relation between mean, median and mode. That is mode equal to 3 into median minus 2 into mean. That is a very important relation. Generally question comes on that relation also in the exam. Then ultimately I discussed few properties of mean. I mean 4 properties. 2 properties I proved and 2 properties I left, because the proof of those 2 properties is similar to properties number 1 and 2 what I discussed. You can easily prove. You can easily verify that if each observation of a distribution is multiplied or divided by the same non-zero constant, say A, then the mean will also be the new mean. It will also be multiplied or divided by the original mean or actual mean. That means the actual mean will be multiplied by the same constant or divided by the same constant, so that we will get the new mean. Okay, children, I hope you understood whatever I discussed about the 3 measures of central tendencies. I tried my level best to discuss everything in detail. So whatever is given as per your class 9 syllabus, as per your class 9 NCERT syllabus, I tried my level best to explain these concepts. I hope you must have understood. If at all it is true, you can easily solve all the problems. We shall discuss problems later. Okay, children, if at all it is true that yes, what Mahanti sir explained, we are able to understand, he explained very nicely, then I may say you please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so with this, the chapter statistics came to an end. The next chapter we are going to discuss in the upcoming class is what? Your probability. And after probability we will discuss construction, so that the entire course of class 9 will come to an end. And after that I will discuss problems from different books, all important problems which are generally coming in CBSE exam class 9 level. Okay, so I hope you understood. Thank you.